Hello again, Kingston Town Administrator Keith Hickey with the latest edition of This Week in Kingston for the week ending August 1st, 2024. Hard to believe August is already here, but the summer's half gone. Lots of things happening in town. Obviously, anybody who's traveling up 3A and the Main Street area, there's still construction going on just north of the Mexican restaurant. That'll continue to be ongoing for another 2 or 3 weeks. Hope to get it wrapped up before school starts, but the detours and the one-lane traffic seems to be working better than it has. So at least at this point, things are going well. But if you're able to avoid the area, I would urge you to do that. We had a resignation from the Kingston School Committee recently. So the Kingston School Committee and the Kingston Board of Selectmen will be meeting on August 27th to interview and choose a new school committee member. That new school committee member will be in place until the spring of 2025. So if you have an interest in trying to be a school committee member and you're interested for an opportunity to do so for about 9 months, I urge you to send a letter of interest that includes qualifications that you may have by mail to the town of Kingston at 26 Evergreen Street in Kingston, or by email to ptucker@kingstonma.gov. That deadline to submit that letter of interest is August 21st at 4:00. So try to get that done if you're interested. And the board and the school committee will interview that evening and choose somebody that evening. We had a Board of Selectmen meeting this week. Had a number of things on the agenda. We have the board approved the appointment of police officer Heath Howell to a police detective. So that was great news. Nice to be part of that ceremony, and nice to see so many police officers who were there to support Detective Howell. At 6:00, we had an agenda item for a dangerous dog hearing. The dogs. We received complaints about dogs biting a Amazon delivery driver. The board had an extensive discussion with the owners of the owner of the dogs, as well as one of the Amazon drivers. And after much deliberation, they determined the dog was a dangerous dog and are requiring fencing and neutering of the animals, as well as some behavioral classes to take place with those dogs, in hopes to reduce the risk or eliminate the risk of them biting somebody that goes into the yard again. Moving forward, Police Chief Holmes was at our meeting and identified and reviewed the goals he had set for himself and the department for the next fiscal year. The board was pleased with that. A lot of the information that he provided was information that was consistent with some of the things that the Board of Selectmen had identified as needs of the police department moving forward. So those dovetailed very, very well, and they approved that those goals for Chief Holmes. There was also a request to use some ARPA funds to purchase a file server and supporting infrastructure for a recording of 911 lines. The state used to provide that equipment. They no longer do that, so we needed to buy the server and supplies to record calls. That was approved last night, so the police department will be doing that. We revised the part-time police detail rate to a more competitive rate, and looking to attract more part-time police detail officers to fill some of the details we have in town. That was approved by the board. There was also a presentation that was done after a study to identify the local and state roads in Kingston that were the priorities for a variety of different types of improvements. That presentation and the report itself will be online on our town website if anybody's interested in reviewing that in the near future. That should be up by the end of the week. So if you look on Monday, for example, that information should be available to you The board also approved a one-day liquor license. They appointed a streets, trees, and parks equipment operator, a planning board alternate. They signed the election warrant for the state primary on the 3rd of September. So that can now get posted. And the board approved some transfers of ARPA funds between the two school projects. One of the school projects for HVAC was more than they anticipated, and one was less. So we moved some money around so they could get those projects signed and underway. And then the board also reviewed my goals for fiscal 25, and those will get posted this week as well. So if you have an interest in some of the goals that the board and I have for the upcoming year, please take a look on our website under the Town Administrator page, and we'll be able to provide that for you. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to try to answer any of those questions for you. So with that, a lot of things happening in town, obviously. And if you have any concerns or questions, please feel free to reach out. If not, the board's not going to be meeting again. The August 13th meeting has been canceled because it's National Night Out. They are looking to reschedule that for Monday evening, August 19th, where they'll have a dangerous dog hearing for another dangerous dog situation, as well as maybe a couple of other small agenda items. The next full scheduled Board of Selectmen meeting is the 27th of August. So a little bit of time off for people. If you get a chance to get to the National Night Out on the 13th of August, urge you to do that. It's a free night. It's a great opportunity for demonstrations by not just Kingston's Police Department, but also local and state and federal agencies that bring assets out there to take a peek at it and participate with. It's a really nice event put on by the Kingston Police Department. So please try to take advantage of that if you're interested. With that, I want to thank you very much for watching again. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you again next week.